Alright, thought I would just do a complete random impromptu tour of what I have been up to the last couple days. And this is it. A new project, Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man. Now this is the weird cabinet that had like the same sort of style cabinet as the 8-Ball Deluxe limited edition and whatever else. This is slightly different, I think, because the 8-Ball Deluxe, I don't remember that back box coming off in two pieces, but I could be wrong. So anyway, I've basically taken it all apart. So far I've cleaned up the glass and half the head there and the other half here. It's got the cute little like 12-inch fluorescent tube. I'm pretty sure that's not working. I haven't gone really through all the electronics yet because this CPU is pretty toasty. Here's where the battery was. You can see the corrosion got all the way up to here. And on the other side, traveled up to about here, but when I picked up this game, surprisingly, I actually got it to boot up. I cannot believe. I got into diagnostics and basically everything was working. I have no idea how this booted up. It was locked on when I first got there, but anyway, I won't be reusing that. I just don't think I'd ever trust it for long term. Have a nice replacement, either repro or a nice shopped up original. One of the two I'll use. But yeah, so interesting. It's got the metal door, 8-Ball Deluxe LE, I think. Had a wooden door. Did it have the fluorescent tube? Man, it's been a while. But it's got the Squawk and Talk soundboard, auxiliary lamp driver, regular lamp board, standard solenoid driver, and cleaned up all in here and made it all pretty. So many parts and pieces. Oh yeah, and then there's the display panel. This thing hasn't really been tampered with too much. You can see it still has all the original backing paper for every display. Like, that's just kind of rare. And during my diagnostics, I noticed all the displays were working, so that is a bonus. Cleaned up the other back glass. There was a couple stickers on there. One that said player 1 here and a sticker that said player 2 here. I guess somebody needed some extra clarification, which window represent what player. So scraped those off and goo-goned off the residue. Oh yeah, coin door. Cleaned up nicely. Put in a new lock, new sticker. The original one had been peeled off. Just polished it up a bit. Cleaned the front wood with some magic eraser. Came out pretty nice. And then finally, the play field. So far I've stripped it down to pretty much nothing. Cleaned every plastic, every star post by hand, every drop target. They actually cleaned up really nice. Just lots of tedious magic eraser and rubbing alcohol. You can't use too much rubbing alcohol on these guys because you'll rub the art right off. Pop bumpers, they came out real nice. And no tabs are broken, which is a bonus. What else do we got? Oh yeah, this. That was mostly wood. In the process of touching it up, I got my paint markers and my acrylic paint, some miscellaneous brushes. That one is not the one I've been using because that's too thick. But yeah, I just started by cutting in every single insert, and yeah, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 inserts cut in around almost all of them. And then fill in all the extra space with the paintbrush. Down here was a lot of wood. I primed where the yellow was because painting yellow on wood no work very well. So prime before yellow, or you'll be doing 17 coats, and it still just will never turn out properly. If you prime over wood, or if you paint yellow over wood and it doesn't look good, then you can still prime over top of it all, start from scratch, and away you go. But yeah, so I did the playfield before I put on the head, which is not my normal way of doing things. I like to make sure everything works flawlessly, practically, before, but I was about to put on this piece, and once I did, it like extended out to about here. I'm like, well, that's just gonna make accessing the back of the playfield very awkward. I mean, I'd have to pull the playfield out a couple feet, and I could prop it up, but it just was easier. I thought at first, okay, I'll just do the back half of the playfield, mint, then I'll put the head on, but then I'm like, ah, screw it. Might as well do the bottom half as well. So, next step is finish off the touch-ups. This is never gonna be perfect. It's just gonna be player's condition. But with the amount of wood here, this is a million times better. But it's just not gonna be perfect. Like, I'm not gonna try and touch that up. That's gonna be white, blue, yellow, pink, red, brown, and then trying to fill in the letters. Like, I just don't see myself trying to spend 4 hours or 2 hours touching up that area. It actually blends in decently to the art so that it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb like this area did. So at least the main front and center is going to look good, or better. I'm no artist, but there'll be some spots I'll want to touch up. But now that it's filled in, I can see just how well my circles are, and definitely there's room for improvement. I can see a lot that I'm going to want to touch up. I did the big Sharpie paint marker, so now that I'm all filled in, I'll do the last cut in with my fine paint marker. And I think that is really about it. I'm going to be working on electronics and mechanics next. So to finish touch-ups, I'll probably stick in my Alltech MPU that I keep for testing, pop that in there, put everything together, and then start working on that. So who knows, maybe I'll do a part 2 Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man in the future. Anyway, thanks for watching.